Okay, big day in the wood shop today. Now that I have that upper tin in place, I can start running my permanent conduit. What I'm gonna do is come out right here with some 3/4 inch conduit, go up 90, 90, and over to a large pull box up here, and then down to a bank of switches here, down again to an outlet, and then I need a bend that goes up, and it's going to ride on top of these ribs here all the way to the other side. That's for the lights. Let me show you the drawing over here. I'll show you the progression of these drawings. It started out with this right here, and some of this stuff has changed, but it's pretty much the same. We have three-way switches here with 2 normal switches below it. That has changed. Let's go back and look at the progression here. It goes pretty far back. This is trying to figure out the air lines in addition to the electrical. I think it goes, actually this one is older than that one. Then we come to this and it gets a little more detailed. We have a compressor with a whip coming up. We're going under this, over that. And this is the first one. Well, actually, we're not even going to get into that part right here. There's a whole nother line that comes over and catches the dust collector and the air compressor and has an outlet down by the ground as well. This is the lights. This is the most recent one, I believe. I was trying to figure out exactly how much wire I needed to buy. This stuff is so damn expensive, and it turned out that I just needed 1 spool, 500 feet of 10 black. I have 10 white here and 10 blue, and I believe that's 10 red right there. But anyways, I had to figure all that stuff out. I only get to town very rarely because it's so far away. Okay, where are we up to? Oh, and this right here, I figured out what I wanted to do was run conduit up, over, drop down, like I'm going to be doing today, and then it would continue over and drop down here, and I was going to add 3 temporary outlets so that I could run my machines. And when I was figuring out wire and conduit sizes and stuff, that would have made my conduit huge. I would have had to go with 1.25 inch conduit from the box over to here. Well, actually, all the way over to a pull box over here. So, in the end, I figured out a much better way to do it. I'm just going to come up, over, and then across the ceiling right here, and that will give me my electrical drops for all the machines. See, I'm worried about the machines not being exactly where I want them, and I figured out a way where it doesn't really matter. The electric on the ceiling will go to wherever I put the machines. I'll show you that in a future video, but for now, and that's what this is right here. And again, that's that same stuff. And this is the location of the machines. I was figuring out wire with that. So back to today. This is the most important, right? Well, actually, I got to get this done right away. I showed this in a previous video. This box has 2 1/2-inch knockouts, and I want that to be connected. Well, it would be connected right like that. I want the 2 boxes connected with, where is it? Well, anyways, I got some box connectors here with 3/4 inch box connectors. And to do that, I'm going to have to mark this and drill this out and make my own knockout in this one. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And then with these joined together, this one right here, I'll knock out that center. The wires are going to come through that. I'm going to get everything nice and level and screw that to the wall. That's going to be my start. And I'm going to build on top of that up to that elbow, or not elbow, but bend at the ceiling. It's got to come off of that box and go right on those ribs up there. And that'll give me the height to put these pull boxes. Whatever height this is, I'll hit one of these with my conduit that goes around and goes down into there. So I'll be starting right here by drilling a hole. Okay, this is the pull box. So this is going to go straight up, and I want it as close to the ceiling as possible. What's going to happen is we're going to have 3/4 inch conduit coming out of this. That conduit's going to have an offset, go back to the wall, and then just have a little bit of straight, and then it's going to have a 90-degree radius, and it's going to go along the ribs up at the ceiling. So I don't know exactly what the dimension between the box and the top of the conduit's going to be. So I'm going to bend some of that up and put it together and get everything measured. And then I'll know where the bottom of the box is, and I'll know the distance between these two boxes. So I can bend the 2 1/2-inch pipes. We're going to have one coming up out of this. It'll be offset, go straight up, and offset again and into here. And then we're probably going to go with this one and have that go straight up and then turn over and into here. It'll be a tricky bend, but we'll see if we can do it. Okay, so yeah, it's been a while since I've bent anything. What is the multiplier on this? It's 2. I'm bending at 30 degrees for the offset. So the multiplier is 2, and we have an inch that we're going up. So that's 2 inches. Okay. All right, let's start bending this. All right, hopefully I remember this stuff. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go look at a chart. So the multiplier, we're gonna go 10 degrees and we're gonna make an offset. And the multiplier for 10 degrees, I believe, is 6. So we have an inch offset, so that would be 6 inches. So we're gonna go out to 9 inches out here. And we're gonna be turning the pipe around for the second bend. So we'll make this make this other line all the way around. So there's our first one. Where is our line? There it is. Come on. Doesn't have to be perfect, but has to be pretty good. All right, and majority of the bending is done with the foot. Not much of a bend here. We just want this line parallel with the pipe. I can't see it. That is about there. Then we'll stand it up and do the other bend in the air. All right, so we're going to turn this around. And where's my other line? Right there. Go to that. Really hard to see my line, but I think that's it. And I want to make sure that the pipe is straight. I always want to bend way too far back, but that's just going to bend the pipe back there. Oh, looks like I went a little too far. Went a smidge too far on that, but bent right back out. Let's see how this lines up. That does it. That's right there. Okay, I'm gonna knock that knockout out and put a box entrance in there, get this connected, and, well, actually, I should just bend my 90. I'll probably leave, oh, maybe 2 inches or so, and then bend it at 90. All right, let's do that right away. So I'm just trying to make sure that my pipe is nice and straight in there. And I'm going as close to the other bends as possible. And we're going to bend this at 90. Pretty good. I don't think it's perfect, but kind of hard to see my bend there. Okay, got enough to get a strap on it here. Okay, all better now. So now the box is as high as it goes, and that bend going up onto the ceiling, that is right after its radius. I believe it's about 1.5 inches or so. So that's as high as that box is going to go. And this pipe is these pipes are 3¼ inches away from each other, and they're dead parallel. The holes on that pull box up there are at 3¼ and it's 3¼ all the way down. And what the heck is it? 3 7/8 down here. So it doglegs over to this knockout right here. And, well, it kind of gets complicated. I measured That is where it should be right there, and I measured over at that angle to get my dimension and stuff. And I just bent this one first, put it in place, and then marked the outside edge of it for bending, and that's how that one is straight. Kind of hard to explain, and I don't want to get into too much of the bending stuff because I'm not a pro at it, and there's plenty of videos showing how to do that on the web. So I have this loosely screwed, just a single screw in there, and I was thinking about it. The reason I want it up high, well, this is going to curve over, and then we're going to have an air line coming through here. So that would put this right here. We would have that gap between it. I was thinking, should I go up? But I don't think I even have enough room for two bends in here. Not sure. I could go from any of the, oh, actually I could just go from here. That's not that big of a space. I was thinking if I bent it up, or even have my entrance dog leg up, I could do that. And then I would have my air line and water line both, or not air and water, air and electricity both right at the top. The reason for that is this is the lumber storage area. I don't think I'm going to have much wood that's the full height of this, but there's definitely going to be some. And I don't want to be banging into that, especially banging into the bottom of it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to play around. I got a little bit of scrap. I'll try making a piece with a dog leg that goes up and over and see how that looks. I can just go straight over with this one, and that's how I have it in the drawings, but I don't know. Let me play around with this a little bit, and I'll get back with you and let you know what I'm going to do. Okay, all done. Yeah, that took longer than I thought it was going to, but it does look really nice. Let me tell you the reason for, we have 2 half-inch pipes. Otherwise, I would have had to buy a 1-inch bender and 1-inch pipe, because this is a bunch of 3-way switches. So we got power coming in and then 3 wires going out for each one. We got a bunch of switches here. So that's why it's 2 half-inch pipes like that. And what else? I think that's about it. I'm still not exactly sure if I'm going to go straight across. The other box, the other pull box, is the same as that, and that's going to go over here, but I actually could use a regular box now. I had originally planned on going all the way over to here and putting a bunch of outlets for the machines right here temporarily. Now I'm going to be running that pipe up, over, and out to the drops for the machines. I figured out a way to do it permanently and still be able to adjust the machines. We'll get into that when we wire that, but, oh, and one last thing. I was going to have this pipe right here come up and then go straight across, but right there is the joist, and that's where all the strength is. On the tin itself, the tin is pretty flimsy, so I'm thinking I'll come out at a 45 and then connect with this and then go right down that line. Yeah, that'll be a lot stronger that way. And when it comes over to here, it's going to come over and it has to get over to the door, so it has to jog over to the door anyways. Good, good, good. So at any time now, I can pull wires for this, but I'm not going to do that. The next thing I'm going to do, this thing has been bugging me for a long time. The next thing I'm going to do, all I have to do is cut a piece of pipe from here to the ceiling plus 2 inches, and then slide this, well, trim this all up a bit, and then slide the conduit up and then down into the center knockout, and we'll have a nice, neat area. Then I probably should wire up a set of outlets, the outlets going along this wall. That way I can get rid of this box that's just hanging there and get the cover on this. I have all this exposed stuff, and I'd rather get that covered. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I have that I want to get wired, the service drops, and oh, I didn't quite finish this. I'm going to go down again to a box down there, but I guess I'll do that in the video when I go across and down to the box down here. Yeah. So it's going to be 3 videos, probably 3 videos until I'm done with the wiring. Then I'll be starting back up on the wall over there. Well, I'll be able to fire up the machines. I'll be able to get this air compressor out of here, move that, and kind of set the machines up where they go. So that'll be pretty exciting, but I want to get this door done as well. Lots of videos coming up, so make sure you stop back and see them.